name is Riley Curtis-Stroeder. I'm a sophomore at Seattle University, and I row SPU crew.
Riley, just finished a PLU duel down in Lakewood, Washington. How did things go today?
Things went wonderful. It couldn't have been better. Personally, being thrown up in a new lineup with new guys, different sides, in a lake we've never really rowed in before, and against crews we haven't seen in a while. And it just, everything came together last minute, and I couldn't have had a better row.
You were rowing in the second varsity boat, which won their race. You beat a PLU crew and also beat your novice lightweight four from SPU. Describe what happened in that race.
In our race, we beat both boats off the start by a pretty big margin. But then our coxswain started veering off to the wrong side because she got her point wrong to the wrong buoy. And we had to correct it, so we rowed an extra 100 meters more than the crews, and we still beat them. Halfway through, we dropped the hammer and really washed up on the crews, and our lead just kept getting bigger and bigger.
When you got off course a little there, did the other crews overtake you at all? Did you fall behind at all?
No, we were ahead the whole race. We were at least a boat length ahead of PLU.
That's on American Lake, a little different venue. There are no lane markers, so it's understandable something like that could happen. What did your coxswain say, or how did your crew manage to keep things together?
Our coach yelled at us to go right, and our coxswain wasn't responding because she couldn't hear him. So I had to say to my boatmates, put some power into it, and so I took a couple power strokes, and it got us back on course. And our bow seat, John Casarubias, yelled back, and we finally got back on course, but we were already so far ahead, it was awesome to see.
Now, this wasn't the season opener, but this was the first 2,000 meter race. Last week up in Bellingham, you had some 1,000 meter sprint races. How was that different than this week?
It's half the distance, so we would pull harder and pull faster at a higher stroke rate, so everything was just so much different. We train more for the 2,000 meter race, and it was just better to see us in our element.
This is your first opportunity to get a feel for what your crew has in a race. What do you feel?
I felt great. I can't wait to see how much we progress in the next couple of weeks together as a crew and see if we can get faster.
Talk a little bit about the dynamic. You mentioned you're with a new group of guys, or different group, different seating in this shell. How do you get things organized? What is the dynamic to get on the water and row as a group?
We're all pretty close, so just getting in a boat and rowing isn't the problem. It's different power, who's more comfortable in what position, and the coach every week mixes up the boat lineups to see how well we row, and I think he made a good call today.
Well, now it's back to practice. Will this give you a little more incentive for practice, knowing kind of what the goal is, that you're practicing in order to excel on race day?
Yeah, if we can keep practicing this whole week with the same lineup we were in today, we'll do very well in our next regatta.
Great, thank you very much.